Lets it go. Oh!
What's good, everybody? I'm back with another video, and by the title of the video you already know what we're talking about. It's the Atlanta Hawks. Let's get into it. We all know how the Hawks season went last year. They failed to make the playoffs after making the play-in at a 40-42 record, which gave them the 8th seed. They failed to beat the Magic, and they failed to beat the Heat. Everyone in Atlanta had a weird feeling about the future of the team in this offseason. They didn't know if Trae Young was gonna end up requesting a trade, or if the front office would just make a sudden move like Nico Harrison did to Luka Doncic. You never know. You literally never know. Instead of that, though, they did the exact opposite. In 2021, the Hawks had a great playoff run and made it to the conference finals and took the former champion Milwaukee Bucks to 6 games. The Hawks know they have something with Trae Young offensively. Defensively, he lacks aggression and really length to really defend anybody, but offensively, they know they have something. Being able to play make and play without the ball, which isn't talked about enough. Everyone thinks about Trae Young taking these deep threes and the floaters and the layups, and Trae Young off the ball, his numbers here, catch and shoot threes off the ball is 48.1%. If you want to get more specific, catch and shoot at the corner is 55.2. That is insane. Since 2021, the Hawks really haven't made much noise and are looking to improve the team around Trae. How they did that this year is by trading for Kristaps Porzingis. This was in a 3-team deal. They sent Georges Niang and a second to Boston, and they got Porzingis. That's their part of the trade. This is an Atlanta Hawks video, so I'm just going to talk about them. Now, you might be talking about Porzingis and you're like, oh, he didn't play that good last year. Remember in the playoffs? I do remember, but he was going through that illness. But as long as he's healthy and can stay on the court, he's going to be a plus player for the Atlanta Hawks. He can shoot the 3-ball. He can play defense on the inside. He's going to be able to pick and pop with Trae Young. The Hawks have Jalen Johnson coming back from his injury from last season. So now they're going to have Jalen Johnson there at the 4. They're going to have Porzingis. They're going to have Trae Young. They're going to have Dyson Daniels, and they're going to have Ricochet, the first overall pick from last year. The Hawks are building. Now, I want to talk about Jalen Johnson a little more because he's a key piece. He's young. He's a really good piece to this team. And if he stays healthy, if he can just focus on managing his health, staying in shape, and just making sure he's not missing time, I like what the Hawks can do. I seriously do. They still have Onyeka Okongwu. They let Clint Capella walk. They have him to back up Porzingis if Porzingis is going to be healthy. Even if Porzingis is still healthy, they can still run Onyeka Okongwu and Porzingis in the game together, one at the 4, one at the 5, because Porzingis can still stretch while Onyeka sets screens and kinds of rolls, and then he can be there for the board. So there's a lot they can do. I do like him though as a backup just because he's a little smaller size. Then you're gonna have Jalen Johnson there at the 4. Of course, you got Dyson Daniels. He's one of my favorites because he really was Defensive Player of the Year candidate all year last year. The way he's playing on ball defense and playing in the lanes and getting steals and poking the ball and tipping it, like Dyson Daniels is the real deal. So when he has nights where he's really able to score, this Hawks team is genuinely going to be hard to stop. Let's say you take Dyson Daniels out. They just signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker for 4 years, $62 million. So now you got a guy who plays crazy defense off the bench. After you put your guy that plays crazy defense from the starting unit to the bench, the Hawks have so much versatility. Even when you take Ricochet out, you got Luke Kennard there. I know Luke Kennard. I'm not saying he's a good defender. Not at all. But Luke Kennard, when it comes to spacing the floor, he can hit the 3-ball. We're not joking when it comes to that. Luke Kennard can hit the 3-ball. You've got Trae Young. You've got Kobe Buffkin, who's a guard who can defend off the bench. For when Trae Young isn't playing the whole game, Kobe Buffkin can come in and give good minutes. He pushes the pace, he pushes the tempo. Kobe Buffkin's not bad. He's a good NBA player. You've got Dyson Daniels. You've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You've got Ricochet. You've got Kennard. You've got Jalen Johnson. You just drafted Asanua. I want to talk about Asanua a little bit more here because they took him in this year's draft. He's a promising young player, but he's not playing with a lot of opportunity. So the minutes that he does get, he has to be hungry to carve out a role. And when I mean a role, it's got to be like 5 to 7 minutes in game time where he can just play good defense, possibly hit mid ranges or possibly hit the 3. You just got to be able to, help your team in those type of ways, especially on defense. That's how these young players are able to carve out roles for themselves. I think what the Hawks have done is really, really good work. When you have a young star player who has proven to you he can take a team the distance to the Eastern Conference Finals, you have to go ahead and build around that guy. And I do believe after this offseason, they have built probably the best team of Trae Young's career. This is probably that. I'm going to go ahead and say this is definitely that. They have so many defenders. They have Trae Young. The offense is going to be good. But if it doesn't work this year, and they end up like 6 seeds, 7 seeds still, then you got to start having those uncomfortable conversations straight up. Because what's going on at that point? All I'm saying is that the Hawks should be a top 5 seed. That is my prediction in the East. There's no Halliburton. There's no Tatum. Damian Lillard just got waived. He got cleared and waived by the Bucks. So the Bucks starting lineup is looking wonky. Let's see if they could fix that up. The Hawks should be a top 4, top 5 seed in the East. With this lineup, with these players they have, the Hawks are nice, man. Gotta put some respect on the Hawks name. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I don't really talk too much junk on any of y'all's teams. I'm just here to kind of analyze what they've done for the whole offseason so far, and I really like this Hawks team. Hawks team's gonna be fun, man. If you can give your super early prediction for the Atlanta Hawks, where would you put them on the standings in the Eastern Conference? Let me know in the comments. If you got to this point of the video, let me know. But that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe. It takes me a while to edit, record, make the thumbnails. I'll see you guys on Friday with another video. I'm out. Peace.